Well, hello, beautiful people of the internet. This is Brandon with Crypto Trades and Tech. I want to do a quick weekly recap of some notable news in the crypto space and take a look at some charts. So first up here, I wanted to highlight that Will Clemente's work on Twitter hasn't gone unnoticed. Cointelegraph picked up an article showing one of his models that he put out recently, the Bitcoin price floor model, suggesting that Bitcoin is not going to go below $39,000. Which would be nice for those of us who are bullish on Bitcoin, of course. In our next news article, obviously the big news of the week really was the Solana mainnet went down for nearly an entire day. Now, I tweeted on this. The claim was Solana mainnet encountered a large transaction increase, which load peaked at 400,000 transactions per second, which led to forking and causing some memory overrun. What's notable about this, though, is when you look at the Solana blockchain explorer, I see no history of it ever reaching that in actual transactions per second. And also, to maintain the system, there is consensus voting that has to happen that uses transactions. So node validators have to actually pay to have their votes cast on the network to come to a consensus. And so you can see here currently, it appears to me that the blocks are mostly full with vote transactions, not external transactions. So kind of a bad look on two parts. First part is that they went down for an entire day. And then the second part is they're claiming that they received 400,000 transactions per second. But from what it looks like, it actually was mostly internal volume for the voting system. And I can't find anywhere that they actually hit 400,000 transactions per second. Now, perhaps the chain was starting to have issues before that, and therefore the blockchain explorers were not going to show all of the transactions as different nodes had problems. But nonetheless, not really a good look for them. Hopefully they get their issues fixed. I know they've been hard at work at it. And this may present some opportunity for Solana fans moving forward, perhaps an opportunity to buy the dip as market enthusiasm cools off for the project a little bit, and as they fix these major issues with the project. Unfortunately, this had to happen, but fortunately for them, they still have the beta tag on their mainnet, so technically speaking, they're fixing these problems in beta, at least early stage. So this isn't completely unexpected for chains to have issues early in their life, but this is a bit extreme. In other news, this YouTuber gave up this Tesla Roadster for an NFT. Now, I get that NFTs are real. They're going to change a lot of things, but wow, I would have bought some more NFTs if I knew I could get a Tesla Roadster out of them. In other big news, in addition to AMC allowing Bitcoin for buying movie tickets, they have added Ether, Litecoin, and I believe Bitcoin Cash. So good for proponents of those projects. And in other news, in Budapest, I believe it's pronounced, Hungary, they have erected a statue for the unknown creator of Bitcoin, Satoshi. So instead of banning Bitcoin, they're erecting statues for him. So that's good news on the is Bitcoin going to be banned front. Other news, Avalanche, a project that we follow, has raised another $230 million to support its DeFi ecosystem, and its coin has been on an absolute rampage. If you know, Avalanche is a leading smart contract platform. It's actually the smart contract platform with the fastest finality, which is a big deal when it comes to smart contracts. So it's a very compelling and interesting platform. Taking a look at the top 100 list, it's quickly making its way up the ranks and is now on number 13 on the list, up 43% in the last 7 days. So it's been on a bit of a rampage. So good for Avalanche supporters. Now let's wrap this up with a quick look at the charts to see what's happening in crypto price action. Now you can see here Bitcoin obviously very recently in a short time frame broke above this kind of support band that we were watching here between $41,000 and $42,000. And then we had our very large and very unexpected by many of us 20% sell-off. I think it was 15% 8-hour candle, 4-hour candle here, probably 15%. Just sold off incredibly fast as a lot of leveraged long liquidity in the system got completely purged out of the system. We had some consolidation down here, and then we've had a bounce. Now, if you follow my tweets, you will know that I started purchasing on this attempt at bottoming here on the 50-day moving average. And then we dropped down a little bit further, to which I then added on a bounce of the 21-week moving average again. Now, I've been stopped out of a couple of those positions as we had a false breakout above this level. But now we're consolidating here. You can see we've put in a bit of a consolidation pattern that I'm keeping a close eye on. I'll keep an eye on this, especially for a breakout, but I don't love that we have this weekly resistance at 48, basically 48,800 here right above. So it might be an opportunity for a quick scalp, and it may be a false breakout and then come back to this 47K support real fast. But flipping to the daily, you can see now 48,145 should become somewhat of resistance for us, since we had two green daily candles and then a red bearish daily candle. So that change from the bullish to the bearish candle, that level 48.1 is going to give us some resistance as well. Speaking of Avalanche, it's been on an absolute tear as well, and is now just recently entered price discovery territory, having taken out this high from February at $63, now trading at $65. Keeping an eye out here for a potential typical CTM entry post breakout of the prior all-time high. What that would look like is if we get a red bearish 12-hour candle, or even a 4 or 8 hour, but I prefer the 12-hour, get a red bearish candle, and then if we resume price action and take out the top high of that red bearish candle, which would be right around $69, and resume out of there, it's a potential trade entry, not financial. On that note, I'm not going to re-record this video, but please know everything in this video is not financial advice. This is just my opinion, especially as we get into the charting stage and the technical analysis stage. I'm just sharing my observations. And if you were to take any trades blindly based on things that you see here on this YouTube video, you're probably going to end up losing all your money and living in a van down by the river with Boneholder and Doge. But back to AVAX. Should we get that potential trade signal, that would be a nice resumption signal. Now, do note that AVAX is up from just under $10 just a couple of months ago to $65. So, of course, at any point, this could cool off and continue to consolidate. Quick look at the other major altcoins. Cardano, again, having come into that bit of sell the news on the smart contracts platform launch, is now coming down and consolidating, coming into the prior all-time high the prior high here put in May on the Cardano Bitcoin chart. So it's consolidating here. We expected this sell-off and some consolidation, so keeping an eye now for a potential buy the dip opportunity. Polkadot's making strong moves, watching for a breakout of this little bit of consolidation. See, I put another line in here. We really didn't get a real clear signal coming out of here. It broke out real fast, so I've been expecting it to come back because we didn't get a clear retest of this level for it to come back to this level on the Bitcoin chart. Flipping to the USD charts with those same two pairs, I've got an uptrend channel for Cardano, and it's continuing to ride this upper part of this uptrend channel. And then Polkadot is also a very steep uptrend. Now, Ethereum Bitcoin looks like it's attempting to break out of yet another consolidation pattern. We've had 3 breakouts of similar looking consolidation patterns. And on the USD chart, after a double bottom over here in June and July, it's retaken this uptrend trend line and it's looking to resume up. Chainlink as well is looking at a potential breakout after a strong bounce off of this support level that we called out when it came into it. This trend line and this horizontal support right here, about $14. It's been a very strong bounce from there back to 29 currently. MATIC continues to consolidate in this range after bottoming out in July and then making a new high in September. We've just continued to consolidate, looking for the breakout of this pattern. And Elrond continues its rampage as it breaks out here again. We just had another break of the prior all-time high over here, and then a perfect retest of that, and then a nice bounce off of there on Elrond. And lastly, Solana continues to bleed versus Bitcoin. I actually, given the negative news around it, expect that as retail capitulates and gives up, as participants sell, that we will probably end up consolidating maybe in this range here, as far down as this level on the Bitcoin chart. Now on the USD chart, what that looks like, I believe when the network went offline, it actually held up really well. A bit interesting. It seems like maybe there was some market, this is the wick down and then a quick buy back up. Seems like there was some maybe market forces trying to hold the price up, and it's starting to curl down now. I would not be shocked to see it come all the way back to these support levels down here. But of course, we are in a bull market in crypto, so this is not an opportunity I would take to short at this time. And again, Solana is there's a lot of smart people working on the problem, and it has a lot of developers and a lot of interest. So the truth is they're likely going to fix these problems. After some consolidation time, they will probably see another significant price appreciation, especially as we enter the expected alt season 2 sometime early 2022 potentially. Looking at our biggest winners over the 7-day, we talked about Avalanche, Hedera hash graph, which is a DAG or directed acyclic graph based ledger, not a blockchain, but a DAG project, probably the leader in that space, up 42% this week. Elrond up 35% this week, and Cosmos is seeing a strong week, up 30%. Sushi Swap up 30%. And then on the losing side, Solana's down 23% after their issues. And then Arweave, the project, the decentralized storage solution that Solana uses to store the blockchain, is also following them down 23%. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for your time. Have a great weekend. And if you made it this far, please consider like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. I go live on YouTube twice a week, Tuesday morning and Thursday morning, 9 a.m. Central Time. So feel free to join us for those live sessions so you can ask your Q&A and get your questions answered live. Take care.